back to my channel. Today we're going to be doing a review on the Maybelline the Matte Bar. If you do want to see a review and a demo, please keep watching. Here's what the eyeshadow palette does look like. I really do love this color scheme. It does come in this plastic casing, and then on the back you do have the shade name. When you open up the eyeshadow palette, here you have all 10 shades. So this eyeshadow palette has all matte shades. It does retail for $11.99 at Ulta. Let's get started with the swatches. We're going to start by swatching this first shade here. I don't like when the eyeshadow palette has the names on the back here because I never know like how they have it flipped. We're just going to start with this one here. Ooh, that's actually very creamy in the pan. I was not expecting that. So that's what that shade looks like. Let's give her a little swatch. It's actually really creamy for a drugstore eyeshadow palette. It's swatched quite nicely. Let's swatch this next shade in the eyeshadow palette. Not as creamy as the first shadow. A little bit disappointing with this shadow. Maybe it's supposed to be like a soft shadow. I do want to see if we can build up this shadow here, so I'm just going to apply another swatch. Okay, so it looks a little bit better. We're going to swatch this shadow here. This one is not as creamy either. It's a little bit scratchy in the pan. And I don't like how these different sizes of eyeshadows come in the pan, but it's pigmented, pigmented than the previous shade. Yes, 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 and yes. This is the type of pigment that I'm expecting. Moving on to the next row in the eyeshadow palette, like I don't like how long, and then these are a little bit smaller. So let's swatch this one. Again, not as creamy as the first shadow. I was not expecting that color payoff from that shadow. This shadow in the palette is way creamier. I love when shadows are creamy and they swatch so buttery. We're going to swatch the third row in the eyeshadow palette, starting with this one. Very pigmented with one swipe. That was another creamy shadow. We're going to swatch this last shade, scratching the pan. That one was very pigmented. For the last row on this eyeshadow palette, I think I'm just going to swatch the last two shades on my fingers. You know what I did notice, you guys, is that if I do just swatch a little bit, like if I dig a little bit deeper into the palette, it starts to get a little bit creamier. That's what those two shades look like. Here's what all 10 shades in the eyeshadow palette. Now we're going to be creating a look. The first shade that I am going to be taking is this shade here. Just using a fluffy brush. We're going to be blending that all over the crease. This eyeshadow does have a little bit of kickback to it. I just tapped off the excess powder, and now we're going to be blending that shade all over my crease. I'm loving this pigmentation. Let's go ahead and match the other eye. Here's how that eyeshadow does look like. It blended out beautifully. A little tap into this eyeshadow goes a long way. The next shade in the palette I'm going to be taking is this middle shade here using that same brush. I'm going to be applying that all over. Here's what the eyeshadow look is currently looking like. So now I'm just going to be taking this shade here and just defining my outer. I'm going to be taking that and just pressing it on my outer corner, just to add a little bit of dimension. For the inner corner of my eye, I did switch brushes. I'm just going to be taking this banana shade. I do want to create a wing using these shadows. I'm going to dip into this dark chocolate espresso shade and tapping it ever so closely into my lash line. Can you guys see the difference just by placing that dark espresso shade where my lash line is? It makes my eyes look more open. I'm going to be doing the exact same thing on this side. The line does not have to be perfect at all. I'm just going to be applying some mascara from Dior, and I'll be right back. I finished applying 2 layers of mascara, and then the matte liquid lipstick that I am currently wearing is by Maybelline. This is in the shade Seductress. My overall thoughts on the Maybelline the Matte Bar eyeshadow palette is that I really do like how creamy and buttery these shades are. They do blend out very well. They are pigmented. A little bit does go a long way. For $11.99, I definitely think this eyeshadow palette is worth it in my opinion. You are getting 10 beautiful creamy matte shadows. If you guys enjoyed this video, please go ahead and give it a thumbs up. And if you haven't already, please do subscribe. I will see you guys in my next video.